Hello, this is Martial Law News, and today I'm going to be talking about false flag attacks and how the recent riots could very well be a plan for creating a false flag narrative which the government will use to declare martial law. On your screen is footage from the riots. Now, you should be seeing all kinds of degenerate behavior going on. We have people throwing objects, we have people hurting other people, we have fires, and we have the police. Now, there are two parts of this footage I want you to notice. We have the police, who are decked out like military soldiers. We have the rioters. Now, I believe that these riots could be a false flag. The idea of these riots is quite simple. They are trying to get the public to feel fear. Now, a lot of the American public are not like you. They are not ready for a martial law takeover. They are not ready for a natural disaster. They have less than 2 days worth of food in their cupboard, and they are very scared about this stuff. Now imagine if you were an everyday person, not someone who was enlightened like yourself. If you saw these rioters on the freeway coming near your home, you would be very scared because you do not have the firearms you need to protect yourself. You would have to rely on the police force. Now, what if the police was busy dealing with the rioters? What if they could not get to you? For the everyday person, this is very, very scary. And they are feeling a lot of fear right now with these riots because they are happening all over the country. It is not an isolated event, it is a national event. Now, they are ramping up the fear. Now, why would they do this? Well, it's quite simple. What if there was a massive riot? A riot where a lot of good people got hurt? The public, they need someone to help enforce the peace. They need someone to help enforce the law. So what if they called in the National Guard and the National Guard was unable to deal with these rioters? And then let's say they declare a state of emergency and the federal government comes in with military forces or FEMA forces. The public would be so thankful that the government is getting rid of all these rioters and looters that they would overlook the fact that they are military soldiers operating on American soil. And then when the dust all clears, when there are no more rioters in the street, because maybe some of them could be real rioters, but what if some of the rioters were paid by the government to start trouble, paid by the government to create a false narrative? So when the dust clears and there are no more riots, all we have is military soldiers. FEMA camps are being set up to take away all the people who oppose the government. Soldiers patrolling the street, and then at that point, what could the individual American citizen do? Now, when we are all together, we have a lot of power. We can easily take back the country if this happened, if we get together. But what if they separate us? They separate the patriots from each other, so we are trapped, just us alone, against this onslaught of these highly advanced military equipment, military teams. It would be very scary. Now, this scenario could very well happen, and I'm honestly afraid that it could happen soon. Now, do I know when this will happen? The answer is no. What I do know is that the government is getting ready. They are issuing drills. They are training their forces. Hell, look at 2016. I'm not saying something will happen in 2016, but just take a look at the year in general. We have ISIS attacks across the country, across the world. It is a cluster. It is a mess. It is a complete and utter mess. And honestly, the public is feeling a lot of fear. The mainstream media is pumping this fear into the public. They are doing 24/7 news about a single topic and they are hyping it up. Before, it wouldn't be that much of a big deal if they would have shut down the riots in 2 days, 1 day. But now, the whole country knows about these riots and they are honestly starting to feel fear that it could happen to them. This has been Martial Law News, signing out.